Recording episode 7 of Rocco on the Rocks. Action! Cue the music. What's up, rock stars? Welcome to another episode of Rocco on the Rocks. Today is a very, very special episode because it's our Valentine's Day episode. Yes, I'm also dropping this episode on a Wednesday and not a Thursday like I usually do because I wanted it to be fun and special for the holiday of love, right? Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see in addition to my personal studio, we're having it's just a one-on-one episode, okay? It's just me and you guys today. I don't have a special guest. So you just get me for probably 30 minutes. Happy half hour. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see in my home studio, we have new additions. We have an on-air sign as well as a save water, drink tequila sign. These were both gifted to me by my best friend, Kate. I absolutely love them. They're wonderful. They're fabulous. And they just add so much to the little setup. I love it. I would like this to be for 2 people, but unfortunately this space is really small. So we film somewhere else. And you'll see that, in the next week's episode, you'll see. But anyway, for today's episode, this is where we are. And we're just going to have fun, all right? So, like I said, it's Valentine's Day. And you want to know what? This episode is dedicated to all my single ladies out there. If you have a boo, good for you. If you don't have a boo, good for you, okay? Because Valentine's Day is still a day for everyone to have fun. There's such big stigma around it for everyone to spend it with their partners, their significant others, yada, yada, yada. No, you don't have to. You can get together with your friends, you can do something fun, and just have a blast. Or you can have yourself a self-care night. That's what we're going to do on today's episode. I got some eye masks ready to go, like the under eye masks, and we're going to make ourselves a lovely Valentine's Day themed cocktail. I'm very excited. So let's go first with the eye masks. These are vegan collagen. My mom gave me these for Christmas in my stocking. This one, though, is a lot thicker than this one, so it might look weird on camera, and please don't judge me, because I'm not really sure which. There's 2 that are supposed to be for your eye, and 2 are supposed to go on your mouth. I don't know how to distinguish. I guess the thicker one is for underneath your eye, and the thinner one is for... Let's find out. Found it. Just kidding. Switching it up. Oh, yes, that's so much better. Oh my god. Okay, slay. I hope those are placed on right. Otherwise, I just have these 2 white things hanging off my face. That would be something. I also just got out of the shower, so if my hair looks wet, that's why. I told you guys, self-care night. And again, if you're listening to this on your way home from work, I hope you do what I'm doing right now. Because we're going to talk about self-love, all right, as we make our fun little cocktail. And I'm going to give you all my favorite rom-com recommendations, okay? Some of them probably don't really fall under the rom-com category, I will be honest, but they're just great movies anyway, so you should watch them, and they just make you feel good. So on today's menu of Scrump or Dump, we are trying the Brody's Black Orchard Vodka Cocktail. This is vodka with natural flavors in it. It has caramel color and fruit and vegetable juice for color. That's interesting. 16% alcohol per volume. That's kind of nice. Serves up to 5 cocktails. It says it can be served chilled, pour over ice, or add bubbles. We are going to do both. We're going to chill it and we're going to add bubbles to it. I also have a lemon and a lime to see if I want to squeeze into it, but I think maybe we'll take a shot of it first. I'm not a vodka lover, we know that, but my mom also got me this. Not my mom sponsoring today's episode, honestly, with these products. She also got me this, and she got it basically for the pot and was like, you should do a Scrump or Dump, and that's what we're going to do. I don't know how this is going to taste. Cheers. Whoa. No, there's vodka in there. Ooh, that's really sweet. That is very, very sweet. Honestly, kind of tastes like cherries. Oh, obviously it's Black Orchard. Duh, probably black cherry flavored. LOL. Anyway, yeah, she's got a strong flavoring to her. She's very, very sweet. I don't like sweet things. It's a dump. I'm going to make it a Scrump, though. So let's go. Guys, we're getting official. We got the shaker, everything going on here today. Do not judge me that I'm just using the ice cube tray. I literally couldn't find my ice container to make it look nicer for the aesthetique. So, you know, we're balling on a budget here. I think we're going to go with, what, 2 shots of this thing? 1, 2. We're going to chill that over ice. And you know what? I think I'm going to add lemon to it, not lime. Yeah, I think that's going to add a nice little balance to this. Guys, honestly, thank God my mom does not come in here while I do this, because I think I'd give her a heart attack if she were to see the mess I'm making. So if she watches this on YouTube, sorry, Mom. Love ya. All right, we're going to cut the lemon in half, and I'm going to do the half of the lemon. That's good. All right, let's shake her up. Okay, I think that's good. Let's pour her out. Ooh, she is pretty. She's pretty. Let's add some bubbles. We're gonna make a spritz. Give her a little stir. Okay. And now it's time for the real scrumper dump. Cheers, rock stars. Oh my God. I just made the best pink lemonade ever. That's exactly what this tastes like. And I think you all should try it. Oh my gosh. Get this Brody's Black Orchard vodka cocktail. Squeeze half a lemon in it. Shake her up. Do 2 shots of it. Shake her up. This will taste like pink lemonade, and it is absolutely fabulous. Oh my God. That's a Scrump. Our Valentine's Day drink, rock stars, to all my single ladies out there. Mwah. So Valentine's Day. Let's get into it. It has this huge stigma that you have to be with someone, you have to have a significant other, you have to have a partner, you have to be married, you have to whatever, and go out on a date. You don't. You can take yourself out on a date. Let's start normalizing taking ourselves out on dates, because honestly, it's so fun. This past weekend, I was meeting up with friends for a party, and prior to the party, like I was super early, I went to the bar by myself and sat down and got myself a drink. And let me tell you, it was fabulous. I talked to the bartenders. We were having a grand old time. There was people next to me. People next to me were on dates. And you want to know what? I was eavesdropping on their conversations. I was like, damn, they're going to have fun tonight. Damn, they ain't going to have fun tonight. It was wonderful, okay? It's all about just putting yourself first this day, all right? I don't care if you're with someone or if you're not with someone. If you're spending this alone, because this is the episode for my single ladies, put yourself first. Do what you want. Go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Do some self-care, okay? And just pour yourself a drink and watch a rom-com, all right? Because that is how you should be spending Valentine's Day. And it's not lonely. That's fun. Sorry. I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be loving it. Actually, I will be spending Valentine's Day with my mother. But at the end of the night, that will probably be what I'm doing. I know there's so many people out there who hate this day because it's another excuse for people to post their loved ones, yada, yada, yada. But you want to know what? Let's normalize posting our actual loved ones. Post your parents, happy Valentine's Day, mom and dad. Post your siblings, happy Valentine's Day. Your friends, do whatever you want. You want to know when Valentine's Day was fun? In elementary school. And you want to know why? Because everyone brought gifts for everyone. It was like the greatest time of year, honestly, because everyone would pass out cards and everyone got all the same shit, lollipops and all this crap. It was wonderful. You felt loved that day. Everyone should feel loved every day, but especially on Valentine's Day, you felt loved from your classmates. You get the little cards that's like, what would they say? Like, you're rock, or be my Valentine. Stupid stuff like that. They're just so cute. Or you're a cutie. Love. Absolutely love. I lived for those days. I want them back. I'm laughing because if you are watching this on YouTube, you are totally seeing this thing slide down my face as I talk. So yeah, Valentine's Day as a kid was the best, and I think we should bring that back. But instead of gifting everything to other people, start gifting things to yourself. Go out and buy yourself something you've been wanting, all right? Treat it like your birthday. Go get yourself a gift. It's another excuse. Why not? Do it. I'll probably buy myself something. I'm not sure what, though. I have so many things on my list. Maybe a drink at the bar. We'll see, right? That was when Valentine's Day was fun. There was no pressure behind it. As I've gotten older, I've loved Valentine's Day more and more because I've become more of a hopeless romantic. I love everything that a rom-com has in it. I love, the makeover scenes. I love when there's music element to it where like there's either a flash mob or they sing or something so stupid. And I also love when they have a big grand gesture. That is what gets my heart, is the grand gesture. I love them. I'm a huge sucker for them. I think they're fabulous. And since I'm a hopeless romantic, I must say my first kiss was in the rain. It was wonderful. And my first kiss will also be my date to my sister's wedding. So shout out to you, Katrina. But anyway, I'm going to talk about the movies that honestly have turned me into this hopeless romantic. I also think at this point, I can now take these eye patches off because they are just falling off my face and I think I'm allergic to them. So let's start off. I have a huge list here. I'm going to list off some of the names. We're going to start off with the classics, the 90s movies, the late 90s movies. We're going to start off with those first, and then I'll explain some of them, not all. Only because, I mean, that's just a lot. But if we have time, I don't really care. Anyway, so starting off with our classic movies that are in the 90s. You have Can't Buy Me Love. This one, oh my gosh. What more could you want? The title of it is a Beatles song. The Beatles song plays in the movie. Perfection. That's all I need. This one's super cute. It's about this girl who turns the kid who mows her lawn, who's also a kid in her class in high school, turns him into a hot commodity, and then she obviously falls for him. Absolutely perfect. And then at the end of the movie, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. See what happens at the end of the movie if you want to watch it. But it is a fabulous movie. Can't Buy Me Love. Highly recommend. Then we got Moonstruck. Cher's in this movie. That's all I have to say. I don't need to explain anything else. Cher's in that movie. It's wonderful. Watch it. You also have Pretty Woman, The Wedding Date, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail, and My Best Friend's Wedding. We got 2 Julia Roberts movies on here, Pretty Woman and My Best Friend's Wedding. Those are wonderful for obvious reasons. Julia Roberts is in there. We also can throw Notting Hill in there as well, but those 2 specifically are my favorite. My Best Friend's Wedding, her best friend is getting married and she's trying to go and stop it. Then things take a turn. She ends up being the maid of honor for his bride. Watch the movie to find out what happens. The Wedding Date. No one, I feel like, talks about this movie enough because it is fabulous. Basically, the premise of this movie, the main character hires an escort to be her date to her sister's wedding. And the best man for her sister's fiance is her ex-fiance. Wow, what a movie. And she hires an escort to be her date. The Wedding Date stars Deborah Messing and Dermot Mulroney. Deborah Messing plays Kate and Dermot plays Nick, who is the escort. And the way the movie unfolds is absolutely fabulous. And the best character in this movie is her cousin. TJ is her name. She's the comedic relief. She's absolutely fabulous. You always need someone to play the comedic relief, and she does a fabulous job. It's based in London. Oh my gosh, I can't talk about this movie enough. You have to watch. And the reason why, and then obviously you have When Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail. When Harry Met Sally stars Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. I actually met Billy Crystal. I saw him on Broadway in Mr. Saturday Night, and I have a playbill signed by him, so that's kind of a fun fact. And then You've Got Mail. Again, everyone should watch this movie. You've Got Mail also stars Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. This is your modern day Tinder. This movie, basically, the premise of it is that they are pen pals. They're like they're talking to each other over email. And Meg works at a bookstore, and Tom Hanks, he works for a Barnes & Noble, essentially. And he's trying to buy out her small mom and pop shop. And obviously, she doesn't know, though, that he is the one that she's been messaging all these emails to. And they're falling in love over email, but in person, it's face-to-face, and they hate each other. Then, the movie goes on. I'm sure you could predict what could happen. I hope you guys do watch these movies and let me know your thoughts because they're wonderful. And if it is something you do end up watching tonight, when you get home from work and you pour yourself a drink, I want to know your thoughts. Leave me your thoughts in the comments if you watch any of the 90s movies that I've listed above. And the reason why the 90s movies do it the best in terms of rom-coms is because they actually do portray love very well. It's not like this rushed and, hassle of a thing. It flows easily. There is hassle in it. I'm not going to lie. Love is not easy. And I think that is something that people always forget, that it's not easy, but it's also fun. And these movies make it fun. You want to continue to watch. You want love like they have it in these movies because it's just so good. It has the hardship. It has the excitement and the quirkiness and all that stuff. It's corny. Like, these movies are corny. They're supposed to be. Love is supposed to be corny. It's supposed to make you feel good. And I think that's why the 90s movies do it the best. They're also Also on this list, I should add 16 Candles. Great movie. If you haven't watched, definitely add it to your list. But they just all know how to portray love. And I think that's why it's so good. It gives you butterflies when you watch it, you know? And that's what you want out of a rom-com. And then I have a list of some 2000 movies as well. So going down the list, I have She's All That, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I mean, come on. 13 Going on 30. Friends with Benefits, and I'll tell you the reason why I put that one on there. A Cinderella Story, come on. Easy A is the best movie ever. I also have The Proposal on there, and I threw this one in there too for anyone who is really having like one of those, a self-love night, but also just like, you know, a fuck love kind of night. I got John Tucker Must Die on here as well. All right, don't worry. I got all our bases covered here. But these movies in particular, She's All That, this isn't really a 2000s movie. It came out in 1999, but borderline. That was the year I was born. Don't confuse it with He's All That, the remake that came out recently that's on Netflix, and it's a Netflix original. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about She's All That. The reason why I love She's All That is because it's that classic, like, you know, girl in high school who's not that pretty, and then these two boys make a bet to get Lainey Boggs, her name is Lainey, the main character, to have Lainey turn into this hot commodity, and it's basically if the one guy can sleep with her at the end of the movie. That's the bet. But, you know, he ends up falling in love with her, yada, yada, yada. The classic story. I don't need to explain the storyline to you guys. You know what happens. But I love the makeover scene, particularly in this movie, because she comes down the stairs, absolutely gorgeous, and the song Kiss Me is playing by Sixpence None the Richer, and it's just, it's perfection. Movie magic, honestly. You get so excited when you watch it because you just know that this is like the turning point in the movie for him to fall in love with her, and it's wonderful. They do it very well, very well. I threw My Big Fat Greek Wedding on there because, come on, this movie literally is hilarious, and it's your classic crazy Greek family getting ready for a wedding. You know, the daughter is still single for all these years. The parents are worried. They want her to find love. They set her up with all these people. It doesn't work out. And then she finds it on her own. It's a wonderful movie. And honestly, it's exactly like my family. Even though they're Greek and we're Italian, it's the same song and dance. But I love it because this movie also has that makeover aspect to it, which is just always so fun. And Tula, who's the main character, is just so funny. I love her. And the comedic relief in this is both the dad, the mom, and her one aunt. Her aunt is so funny. My sister and I would always, we always quote this scene where talking to the in-laws, and she's telling them about how she has a lump on the back of her neck. And she's just an oversharer, so she's sharing this crazy, crazy story about how she has like this medical issue about this lump, and she talks in this accent. She goes, I had a lump in the back of my neck. Yes, yes. And inside the lump was teeth and a spinal cord. Yes, it was my twin. It is the funniest scene because the in-laws are drunk and they're like, what the F is this lady telling us right now? And it's like sensory overload for them. It is honestly cinematic gold. It's so funny. I love that movie. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I mean, come on. This was like the TikTok phenomenon. You can't say this isn't a classic rom-com. It's great. 13 Going on 30. I love this movie because honestly, it has that dance break of Thriller in there. They also dance to Pat Benatar too in her room, and they like jump up and down on the bed. This movie in particular too, this movie's not so much about Jenna falling in love with Matt. It's like Jenna falling back in love with herself. And I think that is like a great movie to watch for Valentine's Day because yes, obviously she gets the guy. Jennifer Garner stars in it with Mark Ruffalo. Shout out to Mark Ruffalo. You just got your Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. That's amazing. Basically, this movie is, I feel like, more so about finding yourself. Jenna's able to find herself, you know, when she turns 30 and she wishes she's older so, you know, she can forget the 13-year-old and disgusting teen years. And she eventually finds love in herself again. And that's how, you know, the movie ends. And then she ends up with Matt instead of who she thinks she's supposed to end up with. And I think it's a great lesson for people and a great movie for you to watch, especially on a single night. Now, I threw Friends with Benefits on here only because, one, it's a great movie. You got Mila Kunis in it. It's very funny. And I love that there's a huge flash mob scene in it. That's why it's thrown in here. Honestly, just because of that. And it's a great scene. And the movie's good. Like, it's not bad whatsoever. Now, I had 2 movies on here that I honestly couldn't leave out. And that's A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray. The best movie in the world. You have Jennifer Coolidge in there. And that's all you need. That cast is set. It's set. It's wonderful. I love this movie. They have The Kiss in the Rain, which is iconic. Waiting for you is like waiting for water in this drought. Useless. Is that the quote? Oh my God. I can't quote that wrong. I can't quote that wrong. Oh, here we go. Waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing. Amazing. That quote is iconic. Iconic. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, they kiss and it starts raining again. It starts raining again. And it's also a great empowering movie about self-love because Sam obviously is, who, you know, his character is like Cinderella. She has an evil stepmother and stepsisters. And she also gains courage in herself to overcome them and leave them and go out and live her dream and go to Princeton where the princesses go to school. And it's just a fabulous movie and a really good, like, even though there's love in it, that good, wholesome, like, you've got it kind of thing. You know, don't give up on yourself. And that's why I like these rom-coms, because even though they have the element of love, they also have the element of self-love, which is more important. And then you have Easy A. This movie, I'm not kidding. I feel like I know a lot of people who haven't seen it. And if you are one of them, watch it. Please watch it. It is hilarious. It's relevant. It's a great movie. Emma Stone's in it. This was before Emma Stone started to do more serious acting. She was in these funnier movies. The House Bunny, which should also be on here. Adding House Bunny to this list right now, because that movie, I would just say it's a comedy, but it's the best comedy. But Easy A, like I said, must watch. It's a modern take on The Scarlet Letter. And it's awesome. And she also talks about rom-coms and how she wants her life to be a John Hughes movie. And honestly, I want that too, because I'm a hopeless romantic. And she talks about the same thing I did, like Can't Buy Me Love. She mentions another movie in it. And she has a big breakout musical number to herself in this movie. So that's why it's on the list. It's hilarious, it's fabulous, and it's a feel-good movie. Okay, let me explain The House Bunny to you if you've never watched it, because honestly, I feel like not a lot of people have, and it's literally the best movie ever. Like I said, it stars Anna Faris and Emma Stone. The story starts out with Anna Faris. She's a Playboy bunny, but she gets kicked out of the mansion because she's too old. Her birthday happens, and in bunny years, she's told by one of the other playmates that she's too old. Whatever. She gets kicked out. She ends up on a college campus. She tries to go into one of the sorority houses because to her, it's like, oh my God, it's a mini Playboy mansion. She walks in. The girls are snooty over there, and they kick her out. They're like, it was so nice to meet you. So nice. So they kick her out. They tell her to go across the street to the Zeta house, and it's not, you know, as beautiful as this other sorority house. And they really portray these girls not the best they're not like these preppy girls that you see in the other sorority houses you try to go into. They're the ugly girls, unfortunately, but beautiful on the inside. And so Anna Faris heads over there. Her name is Shelley in the movie. Shelley heads over there. She tells the Zetas she wants to be their house mother. And then when Emma Stone's introduced, the best scene is when Emma Stone introduces her to the rest of the sisters, the rest of the sorority. And as she introduces everyone to Shelley, she says their name and Shelley repeats it, but basically like in a demonic voice. So she'll be like, this is Joanne. And Shelley will go, Joanne. And it's so, oh my God, it's so funny. I'm sure you all just heard that and is like, what just happened to Rocco? But I'm okay. I'm just trying to recreate the scene for you guys. It's hilarious. And then, you know, as the movie goes on, she transforms these girls into the most popular girls, and everyone wants to join their sorority so they don't lose their charter and they can keep, you know, their house and stuff like that. And that's the premise of the movie. But along the way, they get caught up in, you know, the glitz and the glam. And now that they're so beautiful and everyone wants to be like them, they have a reputation to uphold. But eventually they find their way back to themselves, and they can keep the balance of both being popular and also being true to themselves. And Shelley teaches them the way, honestly. And it's wonderful. She knows all the tricks and the trades of, you know, how to bring people together, Shelley. So that's a great movie. I think that one, I'm putting that on my list and you guys should watch it. It's awesome. And that has a great soundtrack to it. A lot of early 2000 bops, Warped Tour vibes. It's great. The song I Wanna is on there. I love that song. They have a fabulous soundtrack. The Cinderella Story has a fabulous soundtrack as well. You got Hilary Duff songs in there. You also have the song for me that's like the movie's theme song is I'll Be, when she's dancing with Chad Michael Murray under the gazebo. Oh my God, it's perfect. I would make that probably my wedding song. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what would be my wedding song. I like that. I like Kiss Me, the song that's in She's All That. But I'm not sure if I would make... I go back and forth. I think about it. Guys, I'm a hopeless romantic. I think about these things all the time. I also love the song Can't Buy Me Love. But, you know, if you're at a wedding and you're dancing to that, I don't know if it would work out like that. Maybe. But Pretty Woman, the theme for that movie is... The theme song for that movie is the title of the movie. Pretty woman, walking down the street, pretty woman. It's great. Honestly, all of these. 13 Going on 30 has an amazing soundtrack as well. Besides, you know, Thriller being in there as well. But like, there's other songs in it that are so early 2000s that are just, so nostalgic. I love it. When you hear the songs out at the bar, like you think of the movie and the scenes play in your head as you dance or whatever. It's great. Also, I must say, Unwritten is the theme song for Anyone But You, the new movie with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. It's a very good rom-com. It's extremely, like, it's so bad it's good. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good movie, but it's, like, trashy. And it's, like, so bad it's good. But Unwritten's in there, and it's so funny when they play it, and he's singing, like, that whole scene is great. And it makes you really love the movie and the song even more. That, to me, is what makes a rom-com. You have a great soundtrack so that I could think about all the scenes that the song is playing whenever I hear the song, and alongside all of the other things like I listed before. Now, John Tucker Must Die. That's if you're feeling a little edgy tonight and want to just have a little revenge. Watch that movie. I don't have to explain that one to you. And for those of you who love a musical, the only musical that is appropriate to watch on a day like this is probably Mamma Mia. And Mamma Mia 2. If you're really feeling it. That one is a great movie to watch on Valentine's Day because it's, again, has that aspect of not only finding love, like Sophie finds with Sky, but finding love in herself when she discovers her three fathers, her potential three fathers, I should say. So those are my movies, suggestions for the evening. I think you guys will really like them if you watch. They're fabulous. They're wonderful. They're hilarious. And let me know in the comments if you watch any of them and rate them as to your favorites. Let me know your favorite rom-coms because maybe I'll end up watching them tonight when this is uploaded. But remember, Valentine's Day has this big, big stigma about it. They have to be in a relationship to celebrate. You don't. You need to be in a relationship with yourself to celebrate. And that's what today's episode's all about, honestly. Love yourself. Always be your best self. I always say that quote, but it's easy to get caught up in others people's happiness that you see. But let me tell you, whenever you see someone posting a relationship or something like that, doesn't mean that they're happy. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So sometimes it's better that you're just to yourself because you want to know what? You can just focus on your happiness and not so much what other people are doing. And I think that's where we get stuck most of the time when it comes down to a day like this, when it's like, oh, we're alone. You're not, though. You do have people around you who love you, who care about you. And maybe this day is a day to start focusing more on that because it's not all about what you see online. Life's what you make it. Okay? You're the author. You write your rom-com. And you want to know what? If it doesn't include someone in it, it doesn't have to. It could be a rom-com of you and your friends and just a night out. And I think that's what we have to start getting at. So I think with that, that's our episode. Hope you all enjoyed. I gave it another shot doing the whole solo hosting. I hope you like my recommendations. I hope you all plan something fun for you guys to do today. Make yourself this drink if you want. Buy Brody's Black Orchard vodka cocktail and make yourself, squeeze a half a lemon in there, add some Pellegrino water over ice, and you're golden. Again, thank you Rockstars for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Valentine's Day full of love for the people who are important to you, and most importantly, love for yourself today. With that, I'm going to give some shout outs. Shout out to my mom and dad. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to my sister-in-law. Shout out to my brothers. Shout out to my poos. Shout out to Caitlin and Mackenzie. And shout out to everyone who's watching and who's been watching and following along. I really, really appreciate it. Feel free to follow this on YouTube at Rocco on the Rocks and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow this on Instagram at rocco.ontherocks. And you can see the fun reels that I have posting on there as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in on today's episode of Love. Oh, I didn't even name the drink. What should we name her? Lover's Paradise? A Lover's Lemonade. That's it. That's the name of the drink. A Lover's Lemonade. Scrump. And with that, remember, rock stars, always be your best self. Do not forget to smile. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. I hope everyone has an absolutely fabulous day. Enjoy this Valentine's Day. I hope it's filled with love and joy. See you all next week. Bye, everyone.